My name is Richard Breitmeyer. I served in the Department of Food and Agriculture for 26 years, the last 17 as a state veterinarian for California, and I retired in 2010. It was actually Dan Suter who turned out to be my predecessor as the state veterinarian. He was up in Redding at the time, and he had known me as a practitioner, and he said, you know, there's opportunities at the department if you're looking for a different career. And I started down in Southern California, working mostly on a traditional disease problem here in California called brucellosis. And from that, I actually had the opportunity to go through the master's program at Davis in animal epidemiology, and I think that was the hook that convinced me to stay with CDFA, and it was like my eyes opened up. And I think that experience just was so rewarding to me. While it wasn't the traditional veterinary practice, it's epidemiology, it's working with people, with producers and other agencies, and really solving a very big problem that no one veterinarian and no one producer could ever solve by themselves. The opportunities at CDFA are immense, especially if there's programs and interests that line up with your area of expertise. It's very rewarding. The people are so dedicated here at CDFA. It's really a family, and that's what I mean, that was probably the hardest thing about retiring when I did. I had just decided I needed to do something else with the rest of my career, and I made that decision. But it's really a bit heart-wrenching because you really are leaving your family, and it's hard not to look back and want to work with some of the folks that are still here or get updates on what's going on, because you put your heart and soul into those issues for so long, and you really want to see the department and our producers here in California continue to succeed. The other very rewarding things for me was the opportunity to serve for 4 different secretaries of agriculture as a state veterinarian. It's an appointed position. Henry Voss appointed me, and shortly after becoming appointed as a state veterinarian, he had a few of us from the executive team to his farm down in the valley where he grew peaches and other fruit. And I think I must have got there a little early, because here he walks in looking just like an old farmer with muddy boots and his blue jeans and his blue shirt. I remember to this day, and I'm thinking, wow, it's remarkable that our leader is just a humble farmer, just looked like my father did growing up. And so Henry will always be remembered in that light. Next was Ann Veneman. Ann was probably one of the most remarkable women leaders I've ever met. She came to the department with such a knowledge of international trade, of how the federal agencies worked, and really challenged us to look beyond what our traditional role is. And I learned so much from Ann. Bill Lyons was the ultimate businessman, but what an organizational phenomenon he was. He helped us address exotic Newcastle disease. He really helped us kind of partner with Office of Emergency Services and address terror issues. Who would have thought that agriculture could become a terror issue? Finally, A.G. Kawamura. I've never met a more passionate, kind man who was so, he loved California agriculture, and still does dearly.